Welcome back. Scott Sear was elected to the Alberta Legislature in May for the Bonnyville-Cold Lake constituency. Our Hannah Tita sat with the Wildrose MLA to discuss some of the issues concerning residents and what changes the new year will bring.
So joining us in his Bonnyville office is Member of Legislative Assembly Scott Sear. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for doing the interview with me, Hannah.
So while campaigning for the provincial election this year, can you tell me some of the issues residents brought to your attention?
Well, Highway 28, getting the traffic going to and from our oil sands to Edmonton, it was one of the big concerns. The fact is that it's been one of the forgotten highways in which we've had several of the last premiers actually comment on the fact that there needs to be some work done to that one. For Bonnyville would be a water line for from Cold Lake to Bonnyville. Getting our lake water is just a wonderful lake to have a source. Obviously, we need to be looking at making sure that it's sustainable to be able to supply the water, but from the studies that we've had gone forward, it appears that this is just a great source, and Alberta government has deemed it the local water source. Our ambulance system is a big concern in our local area. We've been seeing repeatedly where ambulances get stuck in Edmonton and don't come out of Edmonton, and that leaves Cold Lake and Bonnyville without ambulances. And this is definitely something that I'm looking at trying to address. We're looking at creating a meeting coming up with all of the municipal leaders across the riding soon, and discussing this, and then bringing those discussions to the NDP government, saying that what is being pushed forward is not working for us.
So what are your thoughts on Bill 6 being passed?
Well, this is Bill 6. As you can see, that there's only a few pages to Bill 6. The problem is that we had this hit our desk about 2.5 weeks ago. It tells you how fast we're going through legislation in Alberta right now. Normally what happens in the process for a lot of the other provinces and even the federal government is that it goes through the first and second reading and then the committee of the whole, and then we send it to a standing committee to review this stuff, to make suggestions. Now, the problem here is that it never sees a standing committee. That means that we can't go and look at the legislation, bring that legislation to our local constituents, and then take those recommendations from our constituents back to the government and then make changes to this legislation. What we're seeing is, and with Bill 6, is that they're actually limiting debate, and in this case, the second reading, committee of the whole, and third reading were all limited in the end to 1 hour. And my understanding is the last closure that has been put through usually ranged is on contentious bills up to 6 days. What we have is a 32,000 person petition that hit the desk, and that is the largest petition ever put forward into the Alberta government that we're aware of. And we also had over 2,000 letters, more than that, but we tabled 2,000 letters from Albertans with concerns on this bill. And the NDP are taking none of those letters seriously. And to be honest with you, a lot of these letters are even from MLAs, NDP MLAs ridings.
What are some of the highlights personally for you this year?
I would say that for me, getting out to my constituency here, and getting out and actually touring some of the facilities, the fire departments, the ambulance societies, getting to know the mayors and reeves and councillors of the riding, being a part of the different parades. So that's locally. At a provincial one, I would say that I've been very proud of my team. The fact is that my colleagues, with the Wildrose colleagues, have really worked well together. You've seen it over the last 6 months. It's just a good team environment, and I'm proud to be a Wildrose MLA.
What does the constituency have to look forward to in the new year?
Rural ambulances is definitely the highest priority, and I've been hearing that across my riding. The fact is that this is definitely on my radar. We also have infrastructure deficits going across the riding that need to be addressed. So making sure that the constituents are heard and making sure that we are identifying these deficits and bringing them forward to the appropriate minister. It needs to be my priority, and to be honest with you, I've been all over it.
Once again, Mr. Cyr, thank you for being here.
It's been a pleasure, and I hope to do this in the future.
We'll have more for you after this break. Stay tuned.